Will, and I am not some story-eyed waif here to succumb to your comic sorcery.
That's actor Zoe Saldaña. She's thrilled us in some of the biggest Hollywood blockbusters ever made. Now she's branching out and in conversation with Seth Doane.
She stretches our imagination, portraying characters from other worlds in Guardians of the Galaxy,
And how do you expect
Star Trek,
them when we're surrounded by Klingons, Captain?
Alert medical.
and those multi-billion-dollar franchises, Avengers, and Avatar. Zoe Saldaña has acted in so many sci-fi blockbusters that she's broken an earthly record, the only actor to star in the top 3 grossing movies of all time.
It's interesting, maybe because of the types of parts that you've played and being green or blue.
You are very hard on them.
The name recognition for you isn't as high as some actors.
Yeah. Playing these characters has given me a life. I can take my kids to a coffee shop and I'll be recognized, of course, sometimes, and sometimes I won't.
It's given you some anonymity.
Yes.
A New Yorker of Dominican and Puerto Rican descent, Saldaña says she was drawn to science fiction since she was a kid, but worried it might restrict her career.
There was always that fear, like if I say yes, will I not be considered for other parts with other directors?
If you took these sci-fi roles, you were worried it would have
being
a negative...
typecast. Yeah, and I was already being told of a limiting career, being a woman of color, being a woman. And it's still a wobbly genre, you know, within...
What do you mean by that?
Well, you know, if, you do those superhero movies.
But those superhero movies have been a boon.
I blinked, and I was a part of the biggest franchises worldwide, and they've given me so much. But I still wanted to explore more.
Which is what brought her to Morocco and the set of Special Ops Lioness.
How much of this was a concerted effort to do something different?
I think it was the primary reason.
Now you have a purpose, and it is noble.
In this spy thriller, out next week on Paramount Plus, a division of our parent company,
Neutralize the target.
Saldaña plays a CIA station chief.
I just dropped a missile on it.
It's one more item I get to check off my bucket list.
What's that item?
Taylor Sheridan.
Sheridan is also the producer behind the hit series Yellowstone and its prequels.
He was the attraction to this?
Yes, and Nicole Kidman. There were a lot of items in this bucket list, and Morgan Freeman, and wanting to challenge myself, and I wanted to see if I had it in me.
She plays the lead role, a mom with a demanding job.
It's pretty healthy, these snacks. Do you want a banana?
It's a familiar juggle for this 45-year-old who has 3 children, with Italian artist Marco Perego Saldaña. The day we met, they were on set, along with her in-laws.
Can we have a cookie?
You gotta ask your mom.
Yeah, and we'll just keep an eye on you. Oh my God.
It was a similar scene when we met later in Paris, where she was filming. Saldaña was 9 when her father died. Her mother, Acelia Nazario, worked sometimes as a hotel housekeeper to raise Zoe and her 2 sisters.
Pray for God to guide them and to make their dreams come true. And Zoe's dreams were very, very big, so I prayed harder for her.
Saldaña runs a production company with her sisters, promoting underrepresented storylines. She acknowledges her own missteps when it comes to representation. After portraying music legend Nina Simone in the 2016 biopic Nina, she faced harsh criticism for wearing a prosthetic nose and makeup to darken her skin.
I should have never accepted the part. I am Black. Nobody will ever tell me how to be Black. But as a person of Afro, Latino, and African heritage, I have to understand just how complex this conversation needs to be in order for me to propel accurate portrayals of women of color.
I read through interviews earlier on where you were supporting the decision to portray her. it seems that your thinking on this really evolved through the controversy.
Yes, I was being attacked so aggressively, and my instinct was to protect myself. It's very frightening when you're bullied to the extent that I was. Also, I grew up listening to her, and I felt that she did sing to me. Because if I don't fit in that world, what other world was I going to fit in? Definitely not the white world. So it was very isolating and very painful and scary. And but then growth comes from that.
Why do you think it touches you so much all these years later?
Because I love Nina Simone still. And I would love to be able to listen to her music.
You stopped listening, why?
Because I felt I had hurt her.
Saldaña told us she's sensitive to making sure there are opportunities for all, having experienced her own casting rejections.
It was always in a very mild form of like, oh, the director really liked you, but he wants to go traditional.
What do you think that meant?
It just meant that I wasn't American looking, I wasn't white.
You
But
would go-
obviously they don't say it like that. They would say, oh, but the director wishes to just keep it traditional.
It led her to that genre which captured her attention from the beginning.
Well, what are the genres, you know, where I can go around that? Action, science fiction.
They call this a gimbal.
For now, she's focusing on more terrestrial roles, on camera and off.
And it doesn't shake.
The family is...
My husband is usually here.
Big part of
Also, when
things.
he's not working, he's here. And when I'm not working, I'm there in his studio. We tend to take great pride in living our lives as true artists.
Cool. I'll go let you make your art.
Thank you. Bye.